Finally, multi-talented Neil Patrick Harris is here. So excited about that. He is starring in Hedwig on Broadway. He's also in Gone Girl, the movie everybody is talking about. That's coming out soon. He's also here to share yet another talent, as if you needed another one. He's been hired as ambassador for the art competition Art of the Pixel, and he's going to tell us all about it. What is the Pixel?
Thank you. Well, the Pixel is a small little dot that's used in TVs now. LG is a great company, has asked me to be a partner with them. It's called the Art of the Pixel competition. They've asked students from around the world in art schools to submit digital media that would look great on these amazing new technological TVs. So they've gotten 9 students, one from 9 different art schools, and you can go online to LG.com and vote for your favorite, and they win money, and the schools win scholarships. And it's really just to show off these unbelievable Ultra HD, and the OLED TV technology now is astonishing. And so I think now the digital art world can start using a bigger canvas, you know what I mean?
Are you an artist yourself in that regard?
I'm not really an artist. I'm more of like a collector of contemporary art and stuff. And so I've always assumed that eventually technology would get this good. And so they're really phenomenal things. So I think it's cool. And the art that they've come up with is really neat. And it's nice to be able to honor and represent sort of digital artists.
And young artists.
And young emerging artists.
Who look up to artists who followed their dream, whether it was in a different medium.
Yeah, so you have until July 31st to vote. So you should go and check it out.
All right. And where can we vote?
LG.com.
All right.
Which is convenient because that's the name of the company.
It's weird like that. I wonder, I'm sitting here wondering, because I know I see you doing something, I'm a big fan and in love with you, frankly. I just love your work, and so I love talking about the books that you write and the plays that you do, and I don't know how you do it all, because while you're spending time with emerging artists, you're across the street, directly across the street, doing Hedwig, for which you just won a Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not that I would forget that. Like, give me your hand. Not that I would forget to mention Hedwig, but it's hard to miss when you notice that you're wearing your glitter nail polish.
Thank you. We put it on yesterday, and we were missed to take it off for at least a few days. Yeah, the show's going fantastically well. I'm in it through the mid-August, and then a wonderful actor named Andrew Rannells takes over after that. It's like a crazy rock and roll tour de force kind of role, and I've been having a blast doing it. It's killing me. It's slowly crushing me physically, but that's why we act.
Is it the hardest thing you've ever done, you know, in all the things?
Yeah, it is, because when you're first rehearsing it, you're learning about it, and then when you're first performing it, you're sort of shell-shocked, and so you have to sort of maneuver your way through it, and yet you're also trying to be Iggy Pop and be sort of spontaneous punk, and with that comes, you know, flailing and doing it differently every night, and different improvisation things that happen, and she's such a crazy, angry, fractured person that I get to, it's a little bit of an opiate at this point. It's like a lot to get into with the physical therapy and the exercise and the makeup and getting ready for it, and then once you're doing it, you're in this wonderful kind of 100 minutes of insanity.
And you told me right when the show was starting you were not going to use an understudy. You just didn't feel you could. Have you stayed true to the word? You haven't missed a show?
Yeah, I haven't missed a show yet. We just did, with previews in, we're like at show 105, so it's good. But the nice thing about Hedwig is she's doing a one-time performance is the conceit of the show, and it's rock and roll. So if she's a little scratchy or a little under, that's okay too.
Yeah,
it just makes her more angry.
Which I can tell you, having seen the show, is actually really fun.
But I care about Broadway and it being really good every time you want to see a show. That's why you come to New York and see these things. So it's in my best interest to be skinny and angry and vocally on point.
And we have a question for you from one of your many, many fans out there. Jessica Portillo on Twitter asks you, how do you prepare yourself before a show, and do you get nervous still?
Second part first. I'm not really nervous. I just get more adrenaline rush. I don't get too confident, I think. If you feel like you're going to be really good, that's when I tend to slip on my heels. There's a lot of ritual before the show. I have usually a vocal warm-up. I eat 3 hours before, I have a vocal warm-up 2 hours before. 90 minutes, I start getting into the makeup. At about half hour, we get into the wardrobe and the wigs. So it's a lot. I'm there many hours before the show starts, and it takes about an hour to recover. It makes it sound like I'm like exhausted, like it's a terrible job that I'm doing. It's the best thing ever.
No, it's full steam ahead.
And it's emotional, and it's rock and roll, and you get to sing and stomp around like Mick Jagger, and you also get to sit really still and talk and sing.
Remember I said to you watch it, and it makes you want to go try something different yourself, push yourself, which is a really great message. Which is a perfect time to transition to Gone Girl, because talk about a juxtaposition of characters.
Right.
How is that? Some people are saying like the anti-Barney, like kind of creepy.
Well, I didn't choose to be in Gone Girl. David Fincher, who is probably the best director going right now, I'm a massive fan of his from The Game on. I got an email saying that he wanted to have lunch with me to talk about a project, and you drop everything and do that.
Yeah.
And he's the coolest guy in Gone Girl. I had read the book, as did millions and millions of people, and said yes wholeheartedly. And I play sort of a counterpoint to the lead two, named Desi Collins. He's always been in love with Rosamund Pike's character. And it's so good. I just think his every shot that David does is like a piece of art. You know, you can freeze frame everything, and it's all so gorgeous and symmetrical and well lit, and it was really like another level of acting, especially having just done multi-camera sitcom, which I'm so proud of, but it's such a different experience.
Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you take a vacation at some point?
That's my plan. After Hedwig is done, I'm going to take a nice break until the first of the year. I sort of miss hanging out in New York.
Give David our love, and beautiful kids our love. And when your book comes out, will you come back? I had a real fun game of Would You Rather. Promise me that you'll come back and play with us.
Thank you.
All right. Keep up the great work.
Cheers.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Thank you.
The Art of the Pixel.
Art of the Pixel, LP.com.
I mean, you're looking at Ambassador Neil Patrick Harris.
Ambassador.
I mean, come on. Thanks again. And coming up here, there we go. Standing up, the star of Disney's Planes, Fire and Rescue is with us. Enjoying it. You're a great guy.